Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to share with you a story that has been haunting my family for the past few years. It's a scary and eerie tale of sleep paralysis that we've experienced in multiple houses, and it still sends shivers down my spine every time I think about it. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. Okay, let's begin. Wake me up. Paralysis. For the past 2 to 3 years, this has happened to my family, and it's still scary to talk about. Tonight my dad was sleeping in his room and he needed something there, so I went to his room and there was a small table next to his bed. He had a flashlight on. I didn't want to turn on the lights, so I grabbed it to get what I needed, and my dad muttered some words. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he couldn't seem to move and was struggling, so I yelled at him. Then he woke up and told me to turn on the lights. At that moment, I knew it was sleep paralysis. After that, I opened the door and went back to my room to do my homework. My father came out of his room, and across my parents' room was my brother's room and mine. After a while, my brother left our room and only my older sister stayed there to sleep. Then, after a few minutes or so, she came up to us looking scared and told us that when our brother walked out of the room, she tried to get up, but she felt a strong wind blowing towards her and she fell on her back. She struggled to get up. We all joke that maybe whatever happened to my dad might be the same thing. After a year, we moved to a new house for a good 4 to 5 months. Living at the new house, my other sister had sleep paralysis and my older sister, and I thought it might be our fault. At night, when everyone was asleep, my sister and I would joke about how she would be next. Our beds were separated at the time, so my older sister and I slept on the other side of the wall and our other sister slept by the window. That night around 3 a.m. or so, she felt trampled, and after a while she turned on the lights, then came to our bed and tried to wake us up. After we woke up, she told us everything and how she heard scratching. She described it as someone with long fingernails scratching her arms or palms. We were all scared. Our parents' room was right across from ours, but we were all too scared, so we called them. My dad answered, but we didn't hear anything from him, so my sisters and I decided to go to his door and knock, but before we knocked, my dad already opened the door and asked us what was wrong. My sister told them as she cried. After that, my parents went and did a spiritual ceremony in our room. I don't remember what it was, but it was something like yellow incense stick things. So my sisters and I slept in our parents' room, but it was also the night before our parents went to California for a week. In the morning, we told our brother, and our parents told us all to sleep together in the living room. One night during the week my parents were already in California, my sister said she felt the presence in her sleep again, but nothing else happened as we were all sleeping on the living room floor together. A year later, I am still so paranoid about sleep paralysis, so I always try to sleep with something on my hands just in case. Thanks for listening to my story. If you have ever experienced sleep paralysis or any paranormal activity, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this, and I'll see you in the next video.